What up guys, thank you guys for clicking on this channel. Today I'm going to show you guys how to DIY this chair. I am not professional, this was my first time and it's super easy, so check it out. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm looking forward to it and let me know what you think. Bye. So these are some of the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need a choice of your fabric, whatever pattern you like, a staple gun and some extra staplers. You're also going to need these decorative nails. It's optional, but I do recommend it because it adds a nice little touch to it. You may need a glue gun. I did not have to use a glue gun. You're also going to need a pair of scissors. It doesn't really matter what kind. You're also going to need some pliers, not wire cutters. That was my mistake. Some paint brushes, and of course your choice of paint. So step one of doing this chair makeover is removing this back padding, which hides all the ugly stuff. I'm not too sure what's the technical name. I guess to be the lining. I'm not sure. But you want to preserve this because you're going to reuse it, and that's the only part that you're going to be reusing in this project if you're doing it just like me. So there I had some wire cutters, and that's the wrong tool. You're gonna need like pliers that can really get into the staples, and I didn't have any, so I tried scissors, and I also tried this fork looking thing, and what you will see, the fork looking thing is what the best option was for me, because like I said, you want to be very careful and you want to preserve that since you're going to be reusing it. So if I wasn't, I would just have cut it out. So you make that call whether or not you want to reuse it or not, but for me, that's what you're going to see me doing. I'm just going to fast forward here because like I said before, I'm just removing the staples carefully with this fork looking thing so I can preserve that that lining. Now that I remove all the staples for the lining, I'm then going to remove all the staples for that leather fabric. So as you can see here in this clip, I'm all done removing that nasty leather fabric, and I'm gonna lay it flat on the floor and kind of like cut it up and keep it flat so I can kind of do a quick measurement. Now I'm not very precise, and I really don't care about getting precise measurement. All I know is I need to cut more than enough fabric so that I can manipulate the fabric as much as I need to, instead of having the fabric really tight and having no wiggle room or no flexibility. So that's all I'm going to kind of do, is kind of do like a quick measurement. Now if you're very technical or whatever you want to call it, you can go ahead and grab a ruler, measure, draw a line, and make sure you cut it straight. For me, like I said, I know it's going to use more than enough fabric, so that's why I did a really quick measurement and kind of eyeball it. Just try to measure one piece for the bottom part and one piece for the top part. So here I'm showing you guys a disinfectant and a all-purpose cleaner. Now because I got this like off the street, it was free, I'm going to disinfect it and make sure I clean it, and I'm going to use a cloth and make sure I dab it in to get through the foam because I can't wash it. And I want to do this super easily by not and I guess what I mean by that is not taking off the foam and going from there, because it's already great condition. There's no point in taking off the foam and starting over. So I'm just going to leave it on there and just clean it. And while that's drying, I didn't soak it, but it is a little damp. So while it's drying, I'm going to clean off the wooden part and go ahead and start painting that so that they both can dry together. Then when that's all dry, then I'll proceed with putting the fabric on the chair. So as you can see, I just cleaned it off and started painting. So with this particular paint, you don't need to sand or anything like that. You can just paint it on the furniture. So now I'm ready to apply the fabric, and what you see me doing is playing around with the fabric, and then I kind of found out how I wanted to lay. So what I did, which I'm going to turn the chair around and show you guys, is I put one side short, and on the other side I have the majority of the fabric. I did this because I want the fabric, or the side with the majority of the fabric, to wrap around and come to the other side, to where I will staple it down the line. And that way it just prevents me, it looks more seamless, I feel that way. And I could just put my decorative beads over those staples. So all I did, like I said, was put the majority of the fabric on one side and kind of like wrapped it around, almost as if I'm trying to like make a burrito. Hopefully that makes sense. All right, just keep on watching. Let me know if y'all have any questions. Now you're all done with the hard part. The hard part was complete in the back. Now for the actual seating or sitting down area, all you're doing is putting it over that foam, and you're pulling it tautly but not too tight. You still want a little bit of flexibility. You want to pull and then cut off extra fabric that you don't need, especially when you get to the corners, because you want to be able to fold them down nicely. Now it's time to reuse that lining that I talked about earlier in the video. All you're going to do is just tuck all the extra fabric in and just staple it. No particular way, just staple it down. So now this is our very last step, and this is the fun step. You're just going to decorate it with your decorative beads. So I did try my best to just try to cover the staples as best I can. And I also put some in the front. I did run out, and I went back and tried to get some more, but the store ran out. So whenever they stock it back up, I'll just go back and add some more on the other side, and just make it even. But this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and it's very informative. Let me know. Don't forget thumbs up, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.